Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and guess what? It's time for another haul. This is my third haul of April and I'm really going to slow down, I promise, but I'm just so lucky with all of the different bookshops near me, so let's see what I got this time. So following on from my massive kick of enjoyment with Sarah Waters' books, I found her book Affinity in my local charity shop, and so I bought it. And this will now be a third or fourth book that I own of Sarah Waters, and I'm loving them so far. And I didn't know this one had been made into a ITV adaptation, so I'll look forward to reading this and then watching that. The next book came from Michelle at Bookish Brits, and there was a couple. She did a video on her 10 favourite books of 2015 so far, and I'll link that down below, and I really enjoyed it, and so I picked a couple of books off there that I hadn't read and I hadn't heard of, and I thought looked really good. So this one's Confessions of an Angry Girl by Louise Rosette, and yeah, it's sort of a coming of age story, I believe, and I think this might be a trilogy. It's a YA sort of contemporary, so I'm really excited to read this. I next picked up a book which everyone is talking about, everyone, and I think it's been nominated for the Nebula's Best Fiction, so I was a little bit nervous with this one because, if I'm honest, I thought it might be a bit above me in terms of how sci-fi my brain works with. I didn't think I'd be able to cope with it, and yeah, I was just really worried that it just wasn't going to be for me. And then I heard a few booktubers that I really trust that also read similar books to me that have read it, and I don't know, maybe I'll give it a go. I'm still a bit nervous that it might be a bit too much for me, but who knows. And that is Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie, so I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to try this one out. Next, the book's all from the charity shop again. I picked up Ghillied by Marilyn Robinson. I've heard brilliant things about this, and it seems to be cropping up on a lot of booktube channels recently, so I'm pleased I picked this up and I look forward to giving it a go. I think it is in, it says here in 1956, towards the end of this Reverend's life, he starts writing a letter to his son, and this book is about that letter. I'm sure it details his life, and it'll be that sort of story, so I'm excited about that. Next is a book which, well, if you watch Words of a Reader, you will have seen it because it's on every intro of her book, of her channel, and she really loved it, and I've been wanting to read it for ages, and I've just taken my time to get to it, and that was Mr. Rosenblooms List by Natasha Solomon. This is a book, I think, about a couple that are German that moved to the UK after the war, and it's sort of him wanting to become a gentleman and his sort of rules for, you know, it says here, item number 2, never speak German on the upper deck of London buses. So I just think it looks like a really good adult general fiction book. Next is the book that was sent me this month from my Willoughby book club, which I love, and you've seen my unboxings before, and I unboxed it this time off camera, but the book they sent me was Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. I have never read this book, ashamed to say, and I really need to. It looks really, really exciting, and it's about burning books, so that's definitely got me excited about it. I don't know much about it, if I'm honest. I've never really thought it was a book for me, but after reading the synopsis, yeah, I'm interested to give it a go. Next is a book which I think is second or third in a series, and that is The Sweet Farthing by Libba Bray. I had the first book in this series, A Great and Terrible Beauty, already on my shelf, so I'm picking up the rest of the books in this series, and when I've got them all, I will read the whole series. Then this is another book that is, I was in a cafe in a sort of art centre where I take my daughter for a baby class, and they had a load of books, and I said to the woman at the cafe, oh, how does this work? You know, do I donate to charity if I want to take one? And she said, oh yeah, just take one and donate 50p or something. So I gave a little bit more than that, but I ended up getting this book, and it was called Prep by Curtis Sittenfeld. Now, I read the back and the front blurb, which says the OC meets Donna Tartt's The Secret History, and I thought, yeah, this is definitely for me. And the back sounded interesting. It's set in like a boarding school. I thought it sounded really exciting. And Goodreads hasn't given it such good ratings, but I'm going to give it a go. It was 50p odd, so you know, I think I put £1 or £2 in, so it's not going to break the bank, and I definitely want to give it a go. And then the final book that I've got is the biggest book I've ever seen, and I didn't quite realise how big it was, but I was lucky enough to get it from lovereading.co.uk, who often allow their sort of reader reviewers to have books. They put them forward for the publishers, they send you the book, and then you write a review for their website. I'm a bit nervous about this because I'm not sure I'm going to get the review done in the timescale they want. It is 869 pages, and it's called Sevenses by Neil Stevenson. Again, I've never read any of his work, but when I read the synopsis on the email they sent, I thought, yes, this sounds like a really interesting book. It is huge, and I'm a bit scared, and I'm hoping it's, again, not going to be too sci-fi for me, but we will see. But I'm going to get to this at some point this month because I need to get this review written for them, so wish me luck. So anyway, that's all of the books that I got in this haul, and I'm hoping this will be the last haul for the month. There may be one or two that slip through, but we shall see. And yeah. Have you read any of these? What are your thoughts on them? Let me know. Let's talk as always, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.